Hi, this is Dr. Subhatra. In this session, I am going to discuss about some of the non-destructive tests. The first one is a rebound hammer method. It is a surface hardness test for which an empirical correlation has been established between the strength and the rebound number. So this is the apparatus. This apparatus is placed on the surface on which we have to test. The only known instrument used to make use of the rebound hammer is a skimmed hammer. The weight is about 1.8 kilogram. It consists of a spring controlled hammer mass with slides on the plunger. It consists of a plunger with slides, with slides on a plunger with a tubular housing. So the outer one is the tubular housing. Inside the spring will be there. So the hammer is forced against the surface of the concrete by the spring, and the distance of the rebound is measured on the scale. So the hammer is plunged on the surface. The test surface can be either horizontal, vertical, or at any angle, but the instrument must be calibrated according to the position. So skimmed hammer provides an the calibration can be done with the cylinders of same cement and aggregate. So only for that cement and aggregate we can use that calibrated rebound hammer. After completing the test, this can be capped. The cylinders can be capped. What are the limitations and advantages? The skimmed hammer provides an inexpensive, simple and quick method of obtaining. So these are the advantages. It is simple, quick and it is an inexpensive. What are the limitations? What points we have to take much care? It depends upon the smoothness of the surface, size and shape of the specimen, moisture condition of the concrete, type of cement and coarse aggregate, extent of carbonation of the surface. So all these factors will affect the test results. So this has to be taken care. This is the limitation. When you are plunging this rebound hammer on the surface, the plunger will move on the rider. So here the readings are given. From the readings taken, that reading is called as a rebound number. That rebound number has to be incorporated on interrelated. In that interpreted results will give the strength of concrete. The graphs will be provided by the skimmed rebound hammer provider itself. So by comparing that, the strength corresponding to that particular rebound number will give the compressive strength value of the particular specimen. Then let's go for the next test. It is a pull-out test on concrete. This test consists of a special ram, a force required to pull the concrete, a specially shaped steel rod whose enlarged end has been cast into the concrete with a depth of 7.6 centimeter. This is the pull-out specimen. See, this is the hydraulic jack is there. By means of this, we are pulling the concrete out. The concrete is simultaneously in tension and shear, but the force required to pull will give you the compressive strength of concrete. The pull-out technique can measure the quantitatively the in situ strength of concrete when proper correlations are made. A wide range of strength, that pull-out strength have a coefficient of variations are compared with the compressive strength. So this is the test setup. The major advantage is it gives a maturity and development of strength. All the informations it will give in a very good manner. It is just a representation of a strength. But the major disadvantages is it will create the minor damages. In this portion, if we are performing this pull-out test means, see here you can see the cracked portion here when you are pulling the concrete out. So your minor damages will be there. You cannot do this test for the interior strength measurement of mass concrete. Only on the exterior surface you can do that. Then the next test is the ultrasonic pulse velocity test. This is the test set apparatus. In this apparatus, we have two transducers. One is transmitting transducer and another one is a receiving transducer. In this transducer, ultrasonic pulse is passed through this transmitting transducer. This pulse will pass inside the concrete and the receiving transducer will just observe all this, will receive the ultrasonic pulses. The time taken for the pulse to travel from one end to another end will give you the strength of the concrete. That is, we'll be able to find out whether the flaws or defects or cracks are present in the traveled portion. If there are cracks, it will take more time to travel that pulse. Okay, it will get deviated. Okay, if there is nothing, the pulse will travel at the faster rate. Okay, based upon the value, we can calculate, we'll be able to judge the condition of the concrete. See, when the ultrasonic pulse velocity, that is distance traveled by time taken. Velocity is the distance traveled by time taken. When the velocity is above 15,000, we'll conclude that the condition of the concrete is very good. When it is below 7,000, we'll conclude that the concrete is very poor. Then coming to the advantages and disadvantages. It can be used both in the existing structure and under construction structures also. We'll be able to find the defective or deteriorated concrete. Then high pulse velocity readings will give you the quality of concrete. Okay, these studies can be used for the freezing thawing action, sulfate attack, acidic waters also. It can also be used to estimate the rate of hardening and strength development. When the concrete age increases, the rate of increase of pulse velocity will slow down. The major limitations are these only. The careful calibrations are needed. It have a great potential for concrete control, particularly for establishing the uniformity and detecting cracks. This is an advantage. But careful calibration is needed for using in the same concrete mixed proportions. Okay, this is all about the ultrasonic pulse velocity test. And the last test is the radioactive methods. It can be used to detect the location of reinforcement and to measure the density. It is used to, this is a setup, okay. Here, this is a machine for measuring the electromagnetic waves. One is transmission and another one is reception. From the transmission, this is released into the concrete surface. This portion is the concrete surface. This is shown as a 3D view. Okay. From the transmission, the electromagnetic waves are passed. When it reaches the rebars, then it gets back and it is received through the reception. This is the radar device. This is the experimental setup. Okay, the reinforced concrete and the radar device is shown in the sketch. It can be used to check whether any honeycombing is there, occurred in the structural concrete units. This gamma radiography is increasingly accepted in Europe, England. This is quite simple, and the running cost is very small, but the initial price is very high. That is a major disadvantage here. Concrete up to 45 centimeter thick can be examined without any difficulty. Okay, so far we have seen about 4 tests. One is radioactive method, ultrasonic pulse velocity test, then pull-out test, then rebound hammer test. Thank you.